Well, that's a big load off of my mind. It looks like I think we're going to get the broadcast started here for the video stream. So there's a little bit of brief moment of hope. There we go. Welcome in, everybody, on the video stream as you guys tune in to catch Doc Stewart's baseball. Game 2 is just about to get underway. Joey Kieran here had some connectivity issues after at the very end of Game 1 there. We'll do our best to figure out exactly what that was all about, but not exactly sure why we got disconnected. But the only thing I can tell you that's good news is that we are connected again. Final score in Game 1 was 7-4. The Eugene Challengers coming back for a win against the Doc Stewarts. Game 2 coming up here momentarily. So we'll have that for you, folks. And thanks so much for tuning in for Doc's Baseball here today. It's brought to you by Cruz Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. We ran through the starting lineup for the Doc Stewarts, brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. For those on the video stream that might have missed that, since we join a little bit later than we normally do on the video stream, having the connectivity issues. The lineup will go Russell, Gillespie, Stone, Brody Black, Zach Mandera, Zach Holland, Jacob Luther, Caden Johnson, and Jet Black. Your starting lineup for the Doc Stewarts and head coach Scott Shaver. We'll look around the diamond. We did that already as well. Dylan Myers on the mound for Game 2. Mason Croson behind the plate. It's Wilkinson at first, Edwards at second, Keeler at short, and White at third. In the outfield from left to right, Morgan, Lavasser, and Prescott. So that is your quick look around the diamond, brought to you by Diamond Power Equipment. We get ready to go for Game 2. And I think I've covered everything I need to do. Always fun doing technical support while you're trying to broadcast at the same time. But, folks, you stick with me, and I appreciate that. And one way or the other, we'll find a way to get it all taken care of. So hopefully the video stream does not have any issues here for Game 2. Doc Stewarts see their mini winning streak come to an end. They were looking to win their third straight, but they lose in Game 1 7-4. Docs fall to 13-12 on the year, now 4-3 in Area 4 play. For the Eugene Challengers, they're 15-12 on the year, and they are 3-4 in Area 4 play. Things have been very tight so far, and we hopefully will get some updates on the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update, get you some updates on games going on elsewhere. We know that Grants Pass had their doubleheader today canceled. The Grants Pass Nuggets were going to be, we'll see here, hosting, I forget who it was they were going to be hosting today. Grants Pass and Medford, that doubleheader got postponed to tomorrow. But Willamette Valley and Klamath Falls should be playing today. So that's the other matchups. We'll see if we get any score updates on that stuff coming up for you throughout the broadcast to keep you updated on the Area 4 standings. Doc Stewart's wearing a tie for first at the start of the day, but their Game 1 loss will more than likely drop them down just a little bit. Well, Gary Russell will stand in as we get ready to start Game 2 of our doubleheader. And on the mound, Dylan Myers will fire in the first pitch for strike one. And we are underway. A pitch in for strike 2 on a swing and a miss for Russell. Myers drops down to a sidearm delivery. The righty gets a swing and a miss out of Russell. The ball was in the dirt. Throw down to first will get him, though. And a strikeout to lead things off here for Dylan Myers, one away. Well, a rush to get this all in here, and still halfway finished with filling out my scorebook, but we'll get it all there. Doran Gillespie stands in with one out and nobody on. Myers with that interesting arm slot. Definitely makes life a little bit difficult for the guys at the plate. First pitch just misses to Gillespie for a 1-0 count. Dylan Myers from Marist High School in 2017 was at Western Oregon University this last year. He pitched 10 2/3 innings. He gives up a ball to left field going foul for Gillespie. Gives him a 1-1 count. Myers, 10 2/3 innings pitched at Western, had a 1-0 record, a 3.38 ERA. He did make 9 appearances, had 8 walks and 3 strikeouts in those 10 innings that he worked. is 1-1 for Gillespie. A swing and a miss for strike two. Gillespie chasing a ball in the dirt. As soon as he started to swing, he knew he didn't like that, but he couldn't pull it back. He has a 1-2 count here. Top of the first inning. Breaking ball, that time Gillespie laying off. That has been a pitch that has gotten the first two batters for the Doc Stewarts to swing and miss. Gillespie, this time, second time seeing it, lays off. That was the strikeout pitch to Garrett Russell to lead off the game. The 2-2, Gillespie fights it off. He goes first base side, but it's played there by Wilkinson. And Wilkinson will make the run to the bag for the out. Unassisted play for the first baseman, recording the second out, 2 down. So it'll go to Jonathan Stone to try and keep this half inning alive for the Doc Stewarts. Brody Black waiting on deck. First pitch is in the dirt. A 1-0 count for Jonathan, who drew three walks in game one of the doubleheader. Pitch outside this time, going across the body on the delivery there for Myers. He reaches way to his right, which would be way inside for the right-handed batter, and then that pitch came back across the other direction. Stone will take another one of those types of pitches out to center field, but it doesn't carry very far, and that'll be the final out. Fly out to center field to wrap it up. 1-2-3 inning for Dylan Myers in the top of the first. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. It's a scoreless ball game on CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Bottom of the first inning, let's take a look at the starting lineup for head coach Josh Riley and the Eugene Challengers. Leading things off will be Trent Keeler, the shortstop, followed by Keller Edwards, the second baseman. Cole Wilkinson at first base hits third, followed by Peyton Bracey, the DH, batting in the cleanup spot. Preston White, the third baseman, hits fifth, followed by Jonathan Prescott, the right fielder. Mason Croson, the catcher, hitting seventh. Batting eighth and playing in center field is Griffin Lavasser. And in the ninth spot is Cal Morgan, the left fielder. That is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Eugene Challengers. Challengers trying to get a split against the Doc Stewarts in league play, sending both teams back to 500 as the first pitch from Cody Johnson is fouled away for strike one. So 0-1 count to lead things off for Keeler. Cody Johnson on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. Gets a swing and a miss with a breaking ball for strike two. Johnson this season getting the start here in game two. With this season, Cody 2-3 on the year. Gives up a line drive shot. Mandera looks into the sun. Couldn't find it. It was going to get by him anyways. Gillespie gets it. He throws back in. It'll be a leadoff double for Keeler. Keeler taking two bags on that leadoff base hit into left field. A line drive shot that got by Mandera. Gillespie having a range to the foul line. A long way to go over there. Long throw back in, and Keeler with good speed able to take advantage. So leadoff double. Eugene trying to jump on the Docs early. what really helped out Eugene, they didn't have to go deep into their bullpen in game one, so they probably got quite a few guys after having to use a few down in Roseburg last night. They've probably got a pretty good spot for themselves right now going into game two of this doubleheader. First pitch from Johnson's low for ball one. Behind the plate, Zach Holland knocking it down, keeps it in front of him. Back to first or second base goes Keeler. At the plate, it's Keller Edwards. We will look around the diamond defensively. Johnson checking second, is 1-0 delivery. Fastball pulled foul down the third base side for strike one. Behind the plate, it is Zach Holland catching here in game two. Jonathan Stone out at first. Jacob Luther at second. Caden Johnson at short and Zach Mandera at third. In the outfield from left to right, you've got Doran Gillespie, Garrett Russell, and Jet Black. That is your look around the diamond. Brought to you by Diamond Power Equipment, where the variety of power equipment is second to none. So that is how we start out game two of this doubleheader. 1-1 pitch for Johnson. Off speed in the dirt. Holland gets to it. The runner at second took off, but Keeler put on the brakes quick and heads back to the bag after Holland did a nice job behind the plate to block that one and didn't let it get far away. If Keeler had taken off, Holland has a decent look at trying to get the runner at third, but instead it's a 2-1 count. Another breaking ball off speed gets a foul ball out of Edwards, and he's got a 2-2 count. Cole Wilkinson waiting on deck. Nobody out, a man at second base, a 0-0 ball game. Keeler out at second takes his lead. Caden holding on the runner. The shortstop retreats back to his spot as the pitch in. Breaking ball's low for a full count. Doc Stewart's losing 7-4 in game one. That comes after they sweep the series at home, winning 11-7 and 11-10 in the doubleheader last night against Eugene. Full count pitch for Johnson. A couple of looks that direction, and he'll step off. Time also called at the plate there by Edwards. Full count pitch coming up again. That one a chopper towards short, charging in. Johnson has it. Strike over to first base, getting the first out. One away, up to third base goes Keeler. He's 90 feet from home. A chance to try and give the Challengers the early lead here in the first inning. So we got a man at third, one away. Cole Wilkinson in next. The lefty takes a breaking ball, strike one. Cole Wilkinson looking to drive in Keeler here and put the Challengers in front in the first inning. Johnson trying to avoid that fate. That's a chopper first base side. The only play is to get the runner at first. Stone will tag the bag, and it is an RBI ground out for Cole Wilkinson. 2 down, but a run in. And it'll be a 1-0 lead for Eugene with nobody on base and Peyton Bracey stepping in. Bracey hitting with nobody on base. First pitch, a breaking ball for strike one. A leadoff double by Trent Keeler ends up cashing in for Eugene. The 0-1, a swing and a miss for Bracey. And he's found himself in an 0-2 hole early. Hitting for starting pitcher Dylan Myers. Johnson looking for the payoff pitch just off the outside edge for a 1-2 count. Bracey trying to extend this first inning. Another batter for the Challengers. He takes in the dirt. Squares up his count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second straight game that the Challengers will take the early lead against the Doc Stewarts. 2-2, it's low on the off speed. Bracey able to hold off, and he's got himself a full count. Johnson working through this first inning a little bit long. His full count pitch is outside for ball 4. Falling behind 0-2, Peyton Bracey fights his way back to draw a 2-out walk.
The third baseman, number 19,
Preston White will hit. 1 on and 2 down. "17 pitches here in the first inning for the for Cody Johnson, for the Doc Stewarts. A little longer start to this ball game. Looking to settle himself in here. Get Preston White for the final out. First pitch. White, a breaking ball, gets by Holland to the backstop. And up to second base will go Bracey. A 1-0 count at the plate, with now a man in scoring position for Preston White. Johnson's breaking ball. Tried to get him to chase in the dirt. Instead, it gets by Holland. Again, an issue that the Doc's coaching staff continues to work with those catchers on. The 1-0 is across for a strike. Evens things up. Preston White DH'd in Game 1. He gets a chance to start at third base here in Game 2. A 1-1 pitch outside. Holland in front of it. At the dish, White takes it for a 2-1 count. Cody coming in, looking to try and get back to 500 on his win-loss record as a pitcher. 2-3 on the season. His 2-1 pitch is inside. It misses for ball 3. And he continues to find himself in tough situations here in this first inning. 3 balls and a strike here against Preston. White stands back in with a man in scoring position. And there's a chance he'll drive him in here. Russell gets it. He's going to throw it in. The ball cut off. No throw to the plate. It's a 2-out RBI single for Preston White. And Eugene takes a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Peyton Bracey scoring from second.
Number 16, Jonathan Prescott.
On at first, Preston White. Jonathan Prescott will bat next for the Challengers. Ball just out to center field. Right back up the middle for Preston White. Russell did the best he could to fire it back in quick enough. But the ball made it to the mound. Jonathan Stone cut it off, and no chance to get it to the plate in time for the out. First pitch, a strike against Prescott. The 0-1, swing and a miss for strike 2. Docs looking to try and win their first series in league play. Another one in the dirt on the 0-2. Cody gives it to a 1-2 count here for Jonathan Prescott, the right fielder. Docs split against Grants Pass in their first league series. They won the 2 at home against Eugene last night, but they'll need to win 1 out of the 2 here at Sweet Johnson Stadium to try and see if they could win the series. Ball fouled away by Prescott, keeps him with the 1-2 count. Cody Johnson trying to get out of the first. He's in the dirt, misses with the 1-2 delivery to Prescott. And it's a 2-2 count. 2-2 count here for Cody. He fires in. A ball in the air out towards right center. This might have a chance. It gets down in the gap. Russell will get it. He throws in. And the runner will hold. The ball gets by, but the runner's still on at third, Preston White. If he's going the entire time, he scores easy. It'll be a long single for Jonathan Prescott, his first hit of the game. For Cody, he's now given up 3 hits here in the first inning. Runners on the corners. Already a 2-0 lead for the Challengers, and out to the mound, Coach Shaver to have a quick conversation with his starter. Well, let's check that Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Hearing from the other end of the press box here from Bill Crawford, getting a report from the Klamath Falls and Willamette Valley series going on down in Klamath Falls today. Game 1 goes to Klamath Falls 6-5 over Willamette Valley. So things continue to stay jumbled in the Area 4 standings. Again, Grants Pass and Medford. Grants Pass and Medford are off tonight after their game got delayed due to some flooding on the field. I'm assuming something happened with the sprinkler system there at Reinert Volunteer Park, so they'll play tomorrow. First pitch to the 7-hitter is in for a strike. Mason Croson at the plate. Johnson has gotten himself ahead of a few batters, but hasn't been able to get that final out. 2 runs have come in as he throws over to first. Back in safely goes Prescott. Runners on the corners with 2 down. 2-0 our score here in the bottom of the first inning. 0-1 delivery coming up for Johnson. Cody delivers. Chopper back to the mound. It goes over the mound. Fielding. It goes by the shortstop, Caden Johnson. It was a do-or-die play. Unfortunately, he can't field it. It'll be an infield single for Croson. And that'll drive in another run. 3-0. Eugene in front of the Doc Stewarts. Cody, it just bounced over the top of him. He wanted to field it. It would have been best if he could. He couldn't. Caden Johnson came charging in. It was do or die. He had to field it and throw all in the same motion. If not, he wasn't going to have a chance. And the ball got by him for an infield single. 3-0 your score now. First pitch missed outside for a 1-0 count here against Griffin Lavasser, the center fielder. 3 runs in so far here in the first inning for Eugene. Jonathan Prescott on second. Croson on first after his infield single to drive in a run. Lavasser, the 8-hitter, to the plate. He's got a 2-0 count. Johnson delivers and misses inside for ball 3. So Lavasser will likely be taken here with the 3-0 pitch coming up. Cody trying to get a strike across. He will. Fastball in the outer half. Lavasser, the 8th hitter. That leaves Cal Morgan, the 9-hitter, the only guy left to come up here in the first inning for Eugene. They already lead 3-0. Johnson has just had some hard luck. Base hits in this one, and he misses low for ball 4, and it'll be a walk to load the bases with 2 outs. Cal Morgan, who was a dangerous hitter in game 1, coming up to hit with 2 down. Jonathan Prescott up to third. Croson, who stayed in the game to run for himself. Looks like Croson is out there at second base. Yeah, that's him. Catcher not getting a courtesy runner. Griffin Lavasser on at first. First pitcher to the 9-hitter. It's a chopper towards short. Goes off the glove for Caden Johnson. 1 run in. He'll throw to the plate as Croson tries to score. It's cut off by Cody, and 2 runs will score on the error. Cal Morgan reaching on the E6. 2 runs in, I believe. Yeah, Croson. Prescott scored. Croson scores from second. Up to second base goes Lavasser, and on at first is Morgan. And the Challengers will bat around here in the first inning. So runners at first and second. 5-0 in favor of the Eugene Challengers. First pitch, a strike for Cody against Trent Keeler. Keeler had the double to lead off this first inning. 10th hitter to the plate. Apparently that pitch misses for a 1-1 count. Cody staring in. He's got a 1-1 count, looking for out number 3. He's had 2 outs for some time, can't get the third. A pitch in the dirt goes to a 2-1 count. Johnson, a long first inning, up to over 30 pitches so far. Breaking ball in for a called strike 2. Takes it to a 2-2 count here against Trent Keeler. Doc's already behind here in the first inning. Johnson tries to get out of it. The runners at first and second. Swung on and strike 3 for Cody Johnson. He gets a Joe's towing strikeout, but it is a somber first inning for the Doc Stewarts. 5 runs come in for the challengers. Docs have their work cut out for them early on in this one. Top of the second coming up next here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
The designated hitter, number 21, Brody Black.
Eugene challenges baseball on KKNX.
Top of the second inning, Doc Stewart's down 5-0 against Eugene. Challengers looking to try and split with the Docs, sweeping at home after losing 2 on the road against the Docs yesterday in Roseburg. First pitch from Dylan Myers to Brody Black comes in for strike 1. Brody comes in as the DH here in Game 2 of the doubleheader after Luke Lucido was the DH in Game 1. Brody will take inside for a 1-1 count. Yesterday, Brody had a real nice Game 2 for the Doc Stewarts as the DH. Had 3 hits and 4 plate appearances. He swings through for strike 2. Had a double and 2 singles. So Brody behind, a ball and 2 strikes here. Myers, the side armor. Breaking ball in for strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the game for Myers. Backwards K for Brody Black. He goes down looking. And Zach Mandera will come in next with 1 away and nobody on base.
The third baseman, number 13, Zach Mandera.
Mandera, first pitch takes low and outside for ball 1. Game 1 of the twin bill, Zach Mandera was 1 for 4, had a single in the 7th. He takes upstairs for a 2-0 count. Docs trailing by 5. They're going to have to get something going. Went down in order in the first inning. 1, 2, 3, top of the order against Myers. Mandera takes it to center field. Charging in, Lavasser on the run. Makes the grab. 2 away. Zach Holland will get his second at-bat of the evening. Had a pinch. He came in defensively and got 1 at-bat in Game 1. He starts here in Game 2 at catcher. And he bats with nobody on. And 2 away. Holland is a left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. First pitch outside for ball 1. Holland coming back after his 2-week absence. Watches one go by for a 1-1 count. Good news is he was playing baseball the entire time he was gone, so he's not coming back rusty. But a little bit of an absence there for the Doc Stewarts. I'm sure they would have loved to have had him during that time, but he was out there getting a chance to try and better himself at the game as well. 2-1 pitch coming up here for Holland. Myers gets him to pop it up on the infield. Second baseman Keller Edwards will call for it and makes the grab to wrap up another 1-2-3 inning for Dylan Myers. Doc Stewart's trail 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Quick top half of the second inning Cody Johnson back out there again after a long first inning on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Okay. Goofy.
Okay.
Favorite cartoon character? SpongeBob.
Tigger.
All right.
My favorite cartoon character is Squidward.
Docs have their work cut out for them, trailing 5-0. Cody Johnson will try for a sharper second inning after struggling to find his way through the first inning. He got the first 2 outs in the first 3 batters, then gave up a walk, single, walk, an error, and then gets a strikeout to finish out the game. But in the meantime, 5 runs total come in for the Challengers as they build a 5-0 lead. So we start the bottom of the second inning. Docs Baseball today brought to you by Dr. Bonnie Gower. She's here to open your eyes to more options when it comes to your vision. To find out more or to schedule an appointment with optometrist Dr. Bonnie Gower, call 440-2590. First pitch of the bottom of the second, a strike on a breaking ball. Thrown into Keller Edwards, who grounded out to shortstop in the first inning. The 0-1 delivery from Johnson down in the dust. 1-1 count. So Cody up over 40 pitches already in this ball game. Trying to catch himself up, and he'll give up a ball out to left field. Edwards gets a lot of that one. It lands and rolls all the way to the foul pole. 320, and throwing back in. Gillespie a little high, but the runner holds at second. Leadoff double, and that's the way the first inning started for the Challengers. We'll see how things go here in the second, but a man in scoring position with nobody out against Cody Johnson. That line drive just went all the way out to the wall, right in the corner. Cole Wilkinson comes in, 0 for 1 in the ballgame, but with an RBI. First pitch from Cody's outside and low for a 1-0 count. Wilkinson grounded one to first base. Jonathan Stone made the play, but there was no way that he was going to be able to get the runner at the plate. That made it a 1-0 game at the time. He'll lay down a bunt. Johnson quickly off the mound, took a look to third. He'll make the play to first just in time to get Cole Wilkinson. He sacrifices the runner over.
Number 9, Peyton Bracey.
So a sac bunt for Wilkinson. One away, man up to third base is Keller Edwards. Again, Doc's trying to just find a way to keep him off the board here, but a man at third with 1 out. It's kind of a difficult situation here for Cody Johnson yet again. Peyton Bracey steps in, walked in the first inning. He's got an 0-1 count here. Ground ball towards third. Mandera's going to go to the plate. The tag applied. They get him at the plate. Keller Edwards breaks to the plate. Mandera hesitated for a moment, I think, waiting to see if Holland would come up ready for a play. And he does. The throw to the plate beats out the runner with plenty of time, and Holland makes the catch and the tag for the second out, and there's 2 away. And a big play there to cut down the runner at home for Zach Mandera. Peyton Bracey gets on with the fielder's choice. Runner on at first, 2 down, and Preston White will step in. He had an RBI single in the first. First pitch low for ball 1. Preston had the line drive up the middle with 2 outs. That drove in Peyton Bracey. They made it a 2-0 score at the time in the first inning. It's 5-0 now here in the second. Johnson misses outside for a 2-0 count. Docs do have action in the bullpen already. Nobody throwing hard, but you've got Drake Bourgeois down there. A couple other guys out there throwing around as well. As time called before the next pitch. Cody was just into his motion. Does not deliver to the plate, though. 2 balls, no strikes against White. He puts this one high in the air. Holland tosses away the mask behind the plate. He makes the catch, and that'll wrap things up in the second inning. Docs get some strong defense, and they're able to get out of the second inning without giving up a run despite a leadoff double for Keller Edwards. No runs, 1 hit, no Doc Stewart errors, no 1 man left on base. Still a 5-0 lead, though, for the Eugene Challengers as we head to the top of the third inning. Docs behind on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Gotta go with barbecue.
Cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Five nothing the score as we start the top of the third inning. Doc Stewart's trying to fight their way back. They so far have not been able to do anything against Dylan Myers. Jacob Luther will stand in, his first at-bat of Game 2. He started at second base in Game 1. First pitch swinging, he fouls it down the first base side. Starts out 0-1 against Dylan Myers. Myers is the sidearm pitcher. Docs have had their troubles picking him up so far. The 0-1 pitch inside corner for strike 2 against Luther. You've got Luther, Caden Johnson, and Jet Black. Swing and a miss, and that one caught for strike 3. Luther will go down. That's strikeout number 3 for Dylan Myers. 1 away. Caden Johnson will hit next for the Doc Stewarts. So again, it was Luther, Johnson, and Black due up here at the bottom of the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. 1 away, nobody on base. First pitch swinging for Johnson. That one a bloop out towards right field. It lands in foul territory just out of the reach of Cole Wilkinson, the first baseman. Back to the plate goes Caden Johnson. That one I thought might have had a chance to drop just into fair territory, but it carried a little further foul than I expected. So Johnson back to the dish. First and second base. That's Wilkinson and Edwards out there. They're having a conversation right now as they maybe are talking about strategy on the next delivery. A breaking ball that gets by the catcher, but it's a 1-1 count with nobody on base and 1 away for the Doc Stewarts and Caden Johnson. Johnson did not play in Game 1 for the Doc Stewarts. Caden starting at short here in Game 2. He flares one out right side, but foul for strike 2. On the mound, Dylan Edwards trying to continue his streak of effectiveness against the Doc Stewarts. A ball and 2 strikes against Caden Johnson. So far, not allowed a base runner. Is 1-2 It's a line drive into left field. One hop on the dirt into left, and that will break up the perfect game for Dylan Myers. That one into left field. Caden Johnson will get the first base hit of the ball game for the Docs. Stewart's a man on with one away, and the Docs will send it to Jet Black at the bottom of the lineup here. Jet batting ninth. He got moved up to sixth in the lineup yesterday in Game 2 of our doubleheader after having 3 hits in Game 1. But in Game 1 of today's doubleheader, he ended up going 0 for 3. Looking to try and get a base knock here as he swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt for strike 1. Docs needing some offensive production, trailing at 5-0 at the moment here in the top of the third inning. Myers working out of the stretch for the first time in the ball game. Fires outside. A 1-1 count against Jet. Weather, we're starting to get shadows working their way across the diamond here at Sweet Johnson as a ground ball towards short could be 2. Keeler to Edwards. Over to Wilkinson. Not going to be in time. The double play, they only get the first out. A fielder's choice will put Jet Black on. 2 down now. 6-4 the put out at second base for Caden Johnson. 2 away, back to the top of the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. Garrett Russell will hit. Docs still trailing 5-0. Just a run here would be a little bit of positive momentum for them if they could get it. First pitch, a foul ball for Russell. Back behind home to the home plate umpire, the apron there. Gillespie will go track it down. Russell struck out swinging in the first inning. Myers looking to wrap it up, facing 4 batters. But he misses away, a 1-1 count now against Russell. So we've got shadows starting to creep their way out. The temperature you can feel dropping just a little bit here tonight. Taking a look at it. Let's see, 76 degrees at the moment. The ball in the air, foul territory, could be playable. Wilkinson in front of his own dugout will make the catch. We'll get you the full Supercuts weather report when we come back for the bottom of the third. Docs finally get a hit, but that's all they can manage here in the third inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. We go to the bottom of the third, 5-0 Eugene in front of the Doc Stewarts on 1490 The Score.
Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Okay. Goofy.
Okay.
Favorite cartoon character? SpongeBob.
Tigger.
All right.
My favorite cartoon character is Squidward.
Doc Stewart's baseball here on 1490 The Score. Today, the game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union belonged to Douglas County. Doc Stewart's behind 5-0 against the Eugene Challengers. It'll be Jonathan Prescott to lead things off for Eugene. Doc's trying to stay amongst the leaders in the Area 4 standings, but they need to get at least 1 win here on the road as a first pitch breaking ball called for a strike against Jonathan Prescott. Prescott 1 for 1 in the game, a single in the first inning, 1 of 5 runs that came in the first for the Challengers. Pitch low and outside for a 1-1 count. Mentioned, so the Shadows are making their way onto the field. Temperatures dropping. There's a pitch in the dirt again for Johnson. Goes to a 2-1 count. Here in Eugene, looking at 76 degrees. Still plenty of blue sky overhead. As this one goes up into the blue sky to center field, Garrett Russell just shading it to left field will make the catch for the center fielder, one away. 76 in Eugene, a little breezy still, but the wind not blowing too hard according to the flags in center field. Shadows starting to make their way out, and the light's not on just yet, but they'll probably be kicking on here a little wise. We made it through game one pretty quick. Got game two started at a reasonable time. A much faster start to this one than at game one last night went. Ball in the air on the first pitch to Mason Croson into shallow left field. Shortstop Caden Johnson squeezes it for out number 2. And you've got 2 down. So great conditions for baseball here tonight out at Sweet Johnson Stadium. And the weather update brought to you by Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. First pitch a little high to Griffin Lavasser, who walked in the first inning. He takes one down the middle for a 1-1 count. A 1-1 delivery. Johnson looking for a 1-2-3 third inning. Gets a ball in the air again. This one into shallow left center. And it is Caden Johnson, the shortstop, that'll squeeze it for the third out. A 1-2-3 third inning for the Docs defensively, but they need to get the offense moving and moving soon. They trail 5-0 as we head to the top of the fourth inning on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Gotta go with barbecue.
Cracked pepper. Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Top of the fourth inning. Docs trailing 5-0 against the Eugene Challengers. Eugene trying to take both at home against the Doc Stewarts and even up the season series at 2 games apiece. That would put both teams at 500 in league play and right back into the middle of the pack in the league standings. Doran Gillespie in to lead off things here in the fourth, and Gillespie takes a first pitch strike. Gillespie grounded out to first baseman Cole Wilkinson in his first at-bat. Takes outside for a 1-1 count. So we've got Gillespie, Stone, and Blackdew up here in the fourth. Gillespie stepping out and resetting his 1-1 pitch, low and away for a 2-1 count. Doc Stewart's a loss here would put them not only back at 500 in league play, but back in 500 for the season. They've kind of been up and down, and it all seems to depend on where they're playing. As a pitch outside will make it a 3-1 count for Gillespie. Docs at home have been very good this year. Docs with an 8-1 record at home, but they're now 6-8 on the road. As a ball to right field gets by the first baseman Wilkinson. Gillespie will pick up a hit. Leads things off here in the fourth with a base knock. Docs again trying to get any sort of momentum going. Single to right field, getting past a diving Wilkinson at first. So Gillespie 1 for 2 in the game. He's gone to first base side both times. Jonathan Stone up. He flew out to center field to finish off the first inning. Docs baseball tonight is brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Just the second inning of the ball game for the Docs as the first pitch from from Myers misses low and outside. Comes falling way off of the mound out there, and that mound is a big one. It puts most other mounds that I've seen to shame out there with the height. A 1-0 pitch for Stone. Outside, running Gillespie into second. He'll get in safely. Making a stab at the ball. Edwards, the second baseman, came up with it, but as he swiped at the ball to receive it at second, he didn't have a chance to try and make a tag. So a stolen base for Doran Gillespie puts him into scoring position at the plate for Jonathan Stone. It's a 2-0 count. The 2-0 delivery inside. Stone takes it for a 3-0 count. He got the hands moving there, pulls back, timing up that pitch. 3-0 count. The delivery in. Myers outside. He gets a little erratic here in the fourth. And he walks Jonathan Stone. Fourth walk of the night for Jonathan Stone. 3 in game 1 and his first here in game 2. And for Dylan Myers, that's his first walk of the ball game. That is first and second now for the Doc Stewarts with nobody out. Brody Black will stand in. He struck out looking in the first. Brody has been hot to start out the summer season, splitting time as the DH with Luke Lucido. He takes the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Came through with some big hits in game 2 last night at home. Brody finished with 4 RBIs, going 3 for 4, and the Docs rally to win 11-10 against the Challengers back at Legion Field. He takes outside for ball 2. Out to the mound, the catcher Mason Croson will have a quick conversation. Sun lowering down towards the horizon. The shade is stretching from first base out towards left field. Third baseman, shortstop, left fielder, maybe even the center fielder, all depending on where the ball is in play. They're all going to be fighting the sun out there as this one works into the later stages here. 2-0 pitch coming up from Myers against Brody. Brody gets underneath this one. Foul territory. Can anybody get to it? The first baseman, Wilkinson, on the charge. Can't quite get it. Wilkinson chasing that one a long way. The first baseman had the best look at it. He reached up to make the grab, but on the run, he just couldn't line it up. So Brody with a 2-1 count and a little bit of second life at the plate. We'll head back after a conversation quickly with Coach Scott Shaver down at third. First and second for the Doc Stewarts with nobody out. Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Doc Stewarts and the Eugene Challengers. The 2-1 pitch for Myers. He takes a long look at second. Gillespie takes an extra lead. He's going to run. He's heading for third. The throw will beat him there. And so that is unfortunate caught stealing for the Docs. Gillespie tried to get to third, but the throw perfect from behind the plate. Croson getting it to White in time for the out. At the plate, it's a 3-1 count for Brody Black, but one away now, only a man on at first. Gillespie got a great jump on it, but the throw just perfect to catch him. The 3-1 pitch, ball 4. The bases would have been loaded. But the aggressiveness, the Docs trailing 5-0, have not had a lot of offense in the series so far. And so they tried to be aggressive on the bases and kind of create their own luck out there. And unfortunately, it backfired just a bit. So Brody Black on to first after back-to-back walks now for Dylan Myers. One away, and Zach Mandera will bat. He flew out to center field in the second. First pitch in for strike 1. Myers checking second, delivers. Swing and a miss in the dirt. for strike 2. Bandera chasing that pitch in the dirt. The fastball looked about knee high, just dove into the dirt, sinking away from Bandera, and he's got the 0-2 count to try and protect. One away. He takes outside. Croson knocks it down, funnels it into the glove. And that holds Jonathan Stone out at second base, who had a huge secondary lead. A 1-2 pitch coming up for Bandera. Doc's trying to get on the board. Behind by 5 here in the top of the 4th inning. Breaking ball carries away from the right-handed hitter. 2-2 now for Bandera. 5 runs in the first inning. The difference in this one, Eugene scoring all of their runs in their first at-bats off of Cody Johnson. Dylan Myers, meanwhile, has done well. He's only allowed just 2 hits in the game. But back-to-back walks here in the 4th have given the Docs a little bit of hope. A 2-2 pitch coming up for Bandera. He takes outside for ball 3. Three 3-2 count coming up. The full count pitch, Bandera in the air, skyrockets it out to center. This could be trouble if it falls. Everybody's got to move, and they'll call it an infield fly, I do believe. Yes, that'll be the call. So Bandera is out number 2. 2 away, runners at first and second. Still for the Doc Stewarts.
The catcher is number 5, Zach Holland.
So we got 2 away. Docs their best scoring opportunity here in the 4th inning, and so far they have not been able to cash in. Zach Holland will look for his first hit of the evening against the Challengers. He has gone 0 for 1 in this game, but was victim of a pop-out in his only at-bat in Game 1 after coming in defensively. He takes inside for ball 1. Had Holland spinning out of the way in that left-handed batter's box. Coming from the side armor, who likes to come across the plate with those pitches. The 1-0, and the ball cuts back into the heart of the plate against Holland. He was spinning, but also kind of trying to stay in the zone there, see if he could get plunked, but that one cutting back over the plate for a 1-1 count. Holland into the air. That could be trouble in no man's land. Left fielder, did he come up with the baseball? Yes, he did. Cal Morgan will make the run-saving catch in left field. And that'll end the inning for the Doc Stewarts. Here in the top of the 4th inning, no runs on 1 hit. No errors for the Challengers. 2 men left on base for the Doc Stewarts. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Docs miss an opportunity to score after leading things off here in the 4th inning with a couple of runners on base and coming up empty. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 5-0 Eugene in front on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyze and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Eugene Challengers American Legion Baseball here on KKNX, brought to you by Ford and Pacific Bank. Not extraordinary bankers.
Bottom of the 4th inning, it's a 5-0 lead for the Eugene Challengers as they come up to hit. Docs Baseball brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. Fisher's Hearth and Home. Leading things off for the Challengers, 9-hitter Cal Morgan coming off of a strong defensive play in left field, saving what probably would have been the first run of the game for the Doc Stewarts. He'll face Cody Johnson, and the first pitch fouled away for strike one. Morgan making a diving play in left field on a Texas League blooper out to shallow left field. If that one had fallen in, it would have been at least one run on the board for the Doc Stewarts with runners at first and second, but he makes a diving attempt, hangs on to it as he barrel rolls, and finishes off the play, finishing off the inning. 1-1, breaking ball. Whew, I don't know where that one missed, to be honest with you. And looked like neither did Zach Holland behind the plate. He held that one for quite some time, framing that pitch, trying to get a call, but did not. 2-1. Fastball, grounder towards second, knocked down by Luther, over to first, gets it there in time for the out, retiring Cal Morgan. One away, top of the lineup now up for the Challengers. Trent Keeler, 1 for 2 in this ball game. Both of his at-bats coming so far in the first inning. He was squaring to bunt, but takes a breaking ball inside for a 1-0 count. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Again, it's a 5-0 lead for Eugene. All 5 runs coming in the first inning. Doc's on the road here. A swing and a miss on a breaking ball for a 1-1 count to Keeler. Docs on the road have not been great. They've been trying to, I don't know if it's a good luck thing or if they just don't want to wear any other jersey, but the Docs have been wearing every game, it seems lately, have been orange tops for them. It's a trend that I've been meaning to ask somebody about as a breaking ball drops in for a strike for Cody against Trent Keeler. I've been meaning to ask somebody why they've been wearing orange so often. They've got black and blue tops as well as a ball inside fouled off to keep it a 1-2 count. They've got other colors, but they've been sticking with the orange. They seem to like it. Orange tops, there's gray trousers tonight for the Docs. The white tops and white trousers for the Challengers. Docs with the white numbers on the back, and it's the blue numbers on the back for the Challengers with red numbers on the front. I forgot to mention that earlier. They're going for a lot of multi-tone looks here tonight as a ball into the very top of the net behind home. Keeler stays alive with the 1-2 count. Your uniform descriptions are always brought to you by Hammer Sport. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss in the dirt. Holland will throw on down to first to get the out. And there's a Joe's Towing strikeout for Cody Johnson, his second of the game, and both of them have come against Trent Keeler. 2 down, and up next will be Keller Edwards. Johnson had a 1-2-3 inning in the third. He's trying to get a 1-2-3 inning here in the fourth. 2 down, nobody on base. And first pitch, a breaking ball inside and high for a 1-0 count here against Keller Edwards. Hammer Sport, want to mention them again, Douglas County's hottest custom sportswear store for custom team jerseys, hats, and more. Find them in downtown Roseburg on Jackson Street. A 1-0 pitch out towards center field. Russell charging in. He won't be able to get there in time. It drops for a base knock. And Edwards will get his second hit of the game. Had a double in the second inning. Here in the fourth, he falls one in shallow center field for a 2-out single.
First baseman, number 24, Cole Wilkinson.
Now the question is, can the Docs make sure that they do not compound the issue by letting this inning continue with 2 outs and a man on at first? First pitch for Cole Wilkinson. A misses upstairs for ball 1. Wilkinson, a ground out for an RBI and a sac bunt in the second. He's had productive at-bats so far. The 1-0 pitch to him, strike 1. Called against Wilkinson. Has not been on base here in game 2 of the doubleheader. 5-0 the score here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Johnson trying to keep it that way with 2 outs. Runner takes off from first. Time called behind the plate. That's going to have to send the runner back to first. I don't know who called time, but time was called. And the umpire is going to call time. The home umpire, who is Matt Favreau tonight here in game 2, called time. If I'm honest with you, it looked like out at first base, Edwards was running before time was called, but the home umpire granted it, which means the runner has to go back to first. And a throw over to first base by Johnson Rumor is here in the booth that was Wilkinson that called time. I don't know if it was either Wilkinson or Zach Holland that called it. Home umpire crediting time. I almost wonder if somebody yelled step off and the umpire thought he heard timeout. 1-1 pitch from Johnson. Misses, apparently low for a 2-1 count. That one right over that outer half of the plate. And it's a 2-1 count. A throw over to first by Johnson. Runner was not far off the bag. And he was in back standing up. Cody, the last throw back over from first base from Jonathan Stone got by Cody, and that last one he had to jump to get to it. I think that frustrated him a little bit. And the inside pitch catches the front leg of Cole Wilkinson, who immediately went on down to first. Cody Johnson looked a little confused by the call and out to have a conversation. Scott Shaver wants to ask whether or not Cole Wilkinson got out of the way of that. He didn't move at all, but it grazes his front leg apparently, and that'll put a man on at first. First and second now for the challengers. What I want to ask is, I would imagine that Cody Johnson, what I want to point out, I think, is more than anything, Johnson, I think, with a couple of throws back to the mound from Jonathan Stone over at first after pickoff moves that direction. One got by him, and the other one he had to jump to try and catch. And I think that kind of got into Johnson's head just a little bit, saying, come on, man, I'm working hard enough out here. Give me the ball back. I don't have to want to work extra just to catch the ball back to the mound. And then immediately after that last one, he ends up beaning a guy and putting him on at first. 2 outs, 2 runners get back on. A single and a hit by pitch put runners at first and second. And the first pitch, a strike here against Peyton Bracey. An 0-1 count for the cleanup hitter, who is 0 for 1 in the game, reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Takes on the outside edge just off the plate for a 1-1 count. Johnson trying to get out of the fourth inning. It's a 5-0 score for the Challengers at the moment. Breaking ball, strike 2 called. Docs, if they'd like to keep hope of coming back in this one, granted they scored 11 in 1 inning against Eugene. It's not out of the reach to do it again, but like to keep it a 5-run game where it is at the moment as the ball fouled away by Bracey. Keeps it a 1-2 count. Don't want to make life more difficult for you, so the Docs trying to get out of things here in the bottom of the fourth, keeping it a 5-0 game. They've got to get some offensive momentum against Dylan Myers. They do not have a run and only a couple of hits. The pitch low and inside goes to a 2-2 count here for Cody Johnson. Docs Baseball tonight brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? 2-2 count with 2 away and 2 on base here in the bottom of the fourth. Johnson checking second, delivers in the breaking ball, fouled third base side. Bracey staying alive. Bracey did get on in the first inning with a walk and scored. 2-2 pitch coming up again for Cody. His pitch in. Strike 3 called. He finally gets that outside corner. Matt Favreau gives him the call. It's the third punch out of the game for Cody Johnson, and it comes at a big moment, getting him out of the fourth inning, leaving 2 runners stranded. It's a Joe's Towing strikeout to wrap up the fourth inning. No runs on 1 hit. There were no Doc Stewart errors, and 2 men left on base. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's trailing at 5-0 here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Luther.
Start the top of the fifth inning. Doc's trailing 5-0. Jacob Luther is going to pop up on the infield on the first pitch from Dylan Myers. And that'll start things off with out number one. Keller Edwards making the catch there at second base. Doc's a lot of pop-outs in this ball game. Look at those numbers here. So we got one away, nobody on base. Caden Johnson in, and he'll take the first pitch for ball one. Caden had the first hit of the ball game, a single to left field back in the third inning. Looking to get something going in the fifth inning with one away. He puts this one to right field, making the quick adjustment. Prescott underneath it for out number two. Two away, and the Doc Stewarts will look to Jet Black to try and do something.
The right fielder, number 16.
Doc Stewart's baseball here in the fifth inning, brought to you by Dr. Orlanson Randall. For new patients, mention the code Perfect Smile and receive a free exam and x-rays. Two down, nobody on. Light starting to kick on here at Swede Johnson. The first pitch to Jet cuts back inside a little too far for a 1-0 count. Jet reached on a fielder's choice in the third inning. Takes outside for a 2-0 count. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. 8 of the 14 outs so far have been by pop-outs for the Doc Stewarts. The 2-0 for Jet. He fouls third base side for strike one. So 8 of 14 outs have been on pop-outs, and they're not necessarily just, well, have been in the air, let's say that. There's been a couple of balls hit to the outfield pretty well, but there's been quite a few that have been pop-outs on the infield for the Doc Stewarts. Not been a strong offensive performance here in game two. A pitch low for Jet and a 3-1 count now for the 9-hitter in the Doc's lineup. 3-1 count. Doc's trying to get any sort of rally here late. Pitch inside, Jet backs out of the way, takes for ball four, and he will draw a 2-out walk from Dylan Myers into his fifth inning of work here. Getting to the late stages, no action in the bullpen for Eugene, so they look to be riding Dylan Myers about as long as he'll take him. The walk is the third of the game for Myers. Man on with two away, and top of the lineup, Garrett Russell standing in, 0 for 2 in this one, a strikeout and a pop out to first base. First pitch takes in the dirt for ball one. On the mound, as the entire infield pretty much in the shadows now here at Swede Johnson. Myers will deliver to the plate. It's in for a strike to go to a 1-1 count against Russell. Pretty much you've got shadows everywhere except for dead center and the left center alley out there. That's still pretty much in the sun. Parts of right field still with some sun. There's a ball. It'll take a high hop to short. The throw to first. Not in time. Russell will beat out on the infield single. His speed is quick down the line, and he uses it there to get on safely. That ball slow through the infield. It took a high hop for Trent Keeler, who was battling the sun just a little bit. He almost misplayed it, did get it in the glove, tried to make the quick play to first, and it was just a hair late. And Russell will get on with his first hit here in game two. And the Docs maybe a little bit of positive momentum. Runners at first and second. Two down, though. That ball is softly hit in the air to shallow center field, and it's the second baseman, Keller Edwards, that'll make the final out on a pop fly by Doran Gillespie. So the Docs, they build a little bit of positive momentum, but then can't capitalize. 2 runners left on base. No runs on 1 hit. No errors for the Challengers. 2 men on for the Docs as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still a 5-0 game. Back out on the mound, Cody Johnson to pitch. You're listening to Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Goofy.
Okay.
Favorite cartoon character? SpongeBob.
Tigger.
All right.
My favorite cartoon character is Squidward.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Cody Johnson still working for the Doc Stewarts. First pitch fouled away by Preston White. As we welcome you back here to Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field on the campus of North Eugene High School. 5-0 the score. Challengers in front of the Docs. The 0-1 pitch just out off the edge to go to a 1-1 count for Johnson against White. White is 1 for 2 in the ball game, leading things off here in the 5th. The 1-1 ground ball up the middle will get through for a base knock. 1 on to lead things off here in the 5th inning. Right back up the middle past the mound. Cody Johnson sticking out his throwing hand. Not usually a tactic that most coaching staffs would encourage a pitcher to do, to try and barehand it on a comebacker. It gets by Cody into center field anyways. Jonathan Prescott will bat with 1 on, nobody out. And the first pitch, strike 1 called on a breaking ball on the outer half. Prescott 1 for 2. Had a single in the first. In fact, most of the hits in the ballgame came back in the first inning for the Challengers. Breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike 2. 4 hits in the first inning for the Challengers. Since then, they've managed just 3 total. 7 hits total for their 5 runs. No runs on 3 hits for the Docs. Pitch just off the edge. Couldn't get him to chase after it. Prescott will have a 1-2 count. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Docs. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Challengers. Got jammed. That ball third base side. Shortstop will take it. Not across in time. An infield single for Prescott. Mandera looked like he was going to take it, but he couldn't get to it in time. He let it go through, backing up the play. Caden Johnson got it and made a quick throw across the diamond, but it wasn't in time. By the time it rolled to him, he didn't have enough time to get it across the diamond. So that'll be an infield single. And the Doc Stewarts, behind Cody Johnson, have not had sharp enough defense to really help him out as much as you'd like to see. They haven't been terrible back there, but it just hasn't come through, and that will end up with now a ball to right field. They're going to hold the runner. It'll load the bases. Preston White holds at third. Jonathan Prescott up to second. Mason Croson first pitch swinging. A line drive shot into right field for a base knock. That is 3 singles to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th, and that could possibly be it for Cody Johnson. Besides that last one by Croson, not a lot of hard-hit balls to start out this 6th inning, but 3 hits given up, bases loaded, and we may get a call to the pen to make a change for the Doc Stewarts. Shaver out there to have a talk. It's a lengthy one, not an automatic switch. We'll see if maybe he leaves him in. Bases loaded with nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eugene on top 5-0. Cody's pitch count also getting up there a little ways as well, and Shaver will let him stay in. So Johnson talked him into letting him stay. Cody at the moment would be on the hook for the loss no matter what. So he's going to stay in the game. 3 runners on base after 3 straight singles to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Nobody out. First pitch misses for ball 1 against Griffin Levasseur. Levasseur has walked and popped out to short. The 1-0 delivery coming up from Johnson. Catches the outside corner. We'll go to a 1-1 count. Johnson with the bases loaded, working out of the stretch here. Kicks and fires just off the edge for a 2-1 count. Docs will have 6 outs left to work with. As it stands right now, 5-0 is your score in the bottom of the 5th, but nobody out, and the bases are loaded as Cody Johnson faces Griffin Levasseur. The Docs look like they are willing to concede the run to try and get a double play. As a pitch low goes to a 3-1 count for Levasseur, the center fielder. And a visit out to the mound for Zach Holland to have a conversation with Cody Johnson. So the Docs playing with the middle infielders back. At the corners, they're playing in just a bit. If they can get a ground ball sharply to either first or third, they could go home to first for a double play option, or at least to get the runner at the plate for the lead out. Up the middle, they'll try to turn 2. The 3-1 pitch in the air. This should at least drive in a run. Garrett Russell to the alley will make the catch. Runner tagging, the throw in. Stone will cut it off, and the run does score on a sacrifice fly for Griffin Levasseur. That brings in Preston White and makes it now a 6-0 lead for the Challengers. 2 runners still on base with 1 away. At second, Jonathan Prescott. At first, Mason Croson, neither advancing on the sac fly to center. So Griffin Levasseur does the job, and that'll bring Cody Johnson out of the game. We'll have a pitching change. We'll get you all caught up with the new man on the mound after this Shelby and Migulena construction call to the pin for the Doc Stewarts. 6-0 the score in the bottom of the 5th. Back after this 60-second break here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Gotta go with barbecue.
Cracked pepper. Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Roseburg Doc Stewart's head coach Scott Shaver made a pitching change while we're listening to those 2 fine commercials, and he's Drake Bourgeois.
First call to the pin here in Game 2 of the doubleheader, brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com.
The left fielder, number 6.
Drake Bourgeois will come on to pitch for the Doc Stewarts. Takes over for Cody Johnson, who goes 4 1/3 inning. We'll get you more of his numbers here as we continue on in the 5th. It's 6-0 Eugene in front of the Doc Stewarts. Bourgeois comes in a relief appearance here. He has runners at first and second with 1 out, and his first pitch is low for ball 1. So 4 1/3 innings worked for Cody. Gave up 9 hits. Currently credited with 6 runs, 4 earned. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts for Cody. Hit a batter as well. The 1-0 from Drake gets the outside edge for a called strike to make it a 1-1 count as he faces Cal Morgan, the 9-hitter. 2 runners on base, 1 run already in here in the bottom of the 5th. Time called before the next pitch for Bourgeois. The 1-1 catches the inside corner for a called strike. A ball and 2 strikes.
The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes now as Morgan takes the next pitch right down.
Trying to get out of this 5th inning here. The Docs will have their work cut out for them. They have since the first. Bourgeois delivers a breaking ball, swing and a miss. That one, a lot of movement on it. He'd been working to develop that second pitch, and he gets his first strikeout in his time on the mound. A punch out to make it 2 down and 2 on in the bottom of the 5th. That is another Joe's towing strikeout for the Doc Stewarts. 4 strikeouts in the game for Doc's pitchers. Bourgeois now will try to get Trent Keeler, who has 2 punch outs in this game. The first pitch, breaking ball, strike. No. Strike zone has been a little tight here. That one just missing for a 1-0 count. We'll take a look at your Garrison Building Supply scoreboard update. Get you a couple of scores from other action going on around the area of note. A couple of Roseburg Renegade scores from a doubleheader they had today. It's a 1-0 pitch is low for a 2-0 count, and the strike zone really getting a little tight here. So Trent Keeler at the plate has a 2-0 count. Bourgeois trying to get the first one across. Pepsi bottle caps, I believe, also in action tonight back at home at Legion Field as a strike goes across for a 2-1 count. Those ones I don't get automatic updates on, it looks like. So we'll try to get you updates on that if we get a chance. 2-1 the count. Bourgeois, breaking ball, strike 2. So Doc Stewart's looking to wrap it up here with a 2-2 pitch coming up from Bourgeois. Runners at first and second facing Trent Keeler, the leadoff man. Leadoff man for the Eugene Challengers. Runner not going from third or second. Took off as if he was going to, but he holds out at second base. That is Jonathan Prescott. Pitch was in the dirt to go to a full count now for Bourgeois, and that'll get the runners in motion. Prescott at second, Croson at first. Bourgeois delivering to Keeler at the plate. The 3-2 in the dirt. The runners will move up with the walk. Ball 4 issued. A walk puts a runner on at every base with 2 down here in the 5th. 2 away, and the bases loaded. On the mound, Drake Bourgeois trying to wrap things up and get the Doc Stewarts to the 6th inning, trailing just 6-0. Docs trying to avoid a shutout. That has not happened too many times this season. In fact, I don't think the Docs have been shut out all year. First pitch, a strike here against Keller Edwards for an 0-1 count. Yeah, Docs have not been shut out all season, so they're looking to avoid that here in this nightcap of the doubleheader. Another strike across for Bourgeois. He's got an 0-2 count against Keller Edwards, who is 2 for 3 in this game. Bases loaded with 2 down. Big moment here for the youngster from Riddle. Out of the windup, Bourgeois delivers. It's a ground ball to third. Mandera knocks it down. His throw to first. They get it there in time. Mandera didn't field it cleanly, but he stays with it and gets it across the diamond in time for the final out. The Docs will leave the bases loaded. But 1 run comes in for the Challengers. 1 run on 3 hits. There were no Doc Stewart errors and 3 men left on base. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Docs need some runs here on CBS Sports Radio 1490, The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
top of the 6th inning here at Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field. My name is Phil Crockett. It's nice.
Getting down to the nitty-gritty here from Sweet Johnson as the Doc Stewarts look to avoid losing 2 on the road against the Challengers and splitting another league series. They trail 6-0 as we start the 6th inning. Docs baseball brought to you by Clinton Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. Leading things off will be Stone, Black, and then Mandera. Middle of the order for the Docs against Dylan Myers, who has allowed just 3 hits in 5 innings of work so far and has not given up a run. First pitch to Stone, out to center field, straight away. Well struck ball, but it goes right to Griffin Lavasser. Barely has to move. And Stone will go down with 1 pitch, out number 1. Brody up to hit for the Doc Stewarts. Brody is 0 for 1 in this game. Had a walk in the 4th inning. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. He takes outside for ball 1. Docs needing something to get going here. Again, have not been shut out this season, but they're on the verge of that here against Dylan Myers and the Eugene Challengers. A foul ball out to the football facilities down the first base side, out behind the stadium. A 1-1 count. Again, swung on out towards right field, drifting foul, but it will stay fair, and Brody will get his first hit of the game. Going right field, tucks it just inside of that right field foul line. I thought that one was going to keep hooking, but Brody able to tuck one in just fair. Gets a line drive single to right field. 1 on, 1 away. Zach Mandera will hit 0 for 2 in the game for him with a pair of pop-ups. Doc Stewarts have had runners on. They've left 5 runners on base. They have left 2 men on base at second as the first pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Croson behind the plate. A 1-0 count for Zach Mandera, staying at first base. Brody Black doesn't take off anywhere. 1-0 pitch coming up for Mandera. Inside for a 2-0 count. Well, taking a look at that Garrettson Building Supplies scoreboard update, some other scores from around the area of note in Area 4 play. Klamath Falls defeats Willamette Valley 6-5 in Game 1 of that doubleheader down in Klamath Falls. Going to Oregon State Junior State Baseball, the Roseburg Renegades getting a sweep against Phoenix today. As a ground ball, third base side, takes a high hop on the infield grass. It's knocked down by the shortstop, Trent Keeler. But the Doc Stewarts will get another runner on as Zach Mandera will reach on the single. That one took some interesting hops through the infield. Keeler ranging wide to his right to get to that baseball. By the time he got to it, he would have had a hard, tough throw back to first, and then it popped out of his glove. So a single there for Mandera. Back-to-back singles for the Docs. Runners at first and second with 1 away. Zach Holland will bat. The lefty is 0 for 2 in this game with a couple of pop-outs as well. Roseburg Renegades taking down Phoenix 20-4 and 12-2 in their doubleheaders today. First pitch to Holland is low for ball 1. Docs will be back in action again tomorrow. They host the Portland Barbers for a doubleheader down at Legion Field. Docs had a bad showing against the Barbers up in Portland when they met on Monday, but looking forward to having them at home as a pitch on the inside corner against Holland is taken for strike 1. Holland went to a defensive roll there, thinking that one was coming inside on him. It cut back over to the plate. A lot of movement on that fastball there from Myers, and he got that one to drift back over the plate for a strike. The 1-1 for Holland. He lines it into left field. Docs with a little bit of momentum. 3 straight singles. They got the bases loaded with 1 out. And the Docs could be threatening here. They're going to need more than just a couple of runs, though, so they've got a lot of work to do. Got to keep the bases moving. Holland picks up his first hit, 1 for 3 in the game. Was expecting maybe a visit out to the mound for the coaching staff for the Challengers, but they do not. It'll be bases loaded with 1 out, and Jacob Luther coming up to hit. Luther, the Docs' second baseman, is 1 for 2 in this ball. Excuse me, no, he's 0 for 2 in this ball game. Was looking at the line of Caden Johnson. Luther, last time up, hit in the 5th inning to lead things off and popped out to the second baseman. First pitch to him. That one lined out to left field. Gets out there quickly. Brody Black will tag. He's going to hold up. He does not try to score. I think he was wanting him to think that he would get the throw to see if it goes by, but he goes back to the bag. Luther, well-struck ball, but it just goes right to the left fielder, and it got out to him too quickly.
The shortstop, number 6, Caden Johnson.
And that one just unfortunate as he just lines out to left field. Just got to Cal Morgan too quickly, and Brody Black no chance to try and score. 2 down as the Docs a little bad luck there. And Caden Johnson now will try to keep the inning going. As on the mound, Dylan Myers trying to get out of the 6th inning with the bases loaded. His first pitch to Johnson fouled to the screen. 0-1 count here for Caden, who has a single back in the 3rd inning. It was the first hit of the ball game. Docs were retired in order in the 1st and 2nd. Myers retired the first 7 batters. Johnson broke that up as a pitch in the dirt. Croson scoops it out for a 1-1 count. At first base is Zach Collins. Second base, Zach Mandera. Third base, Brody Black. Docs trying to bring in at least 1 here in the 6th inning with the bases loaded. The 1-1 pitch out to right field. Prescott looks like he's got it, and he does. Docs challenge again, but they cannot score. Still a scoreless ball game. They load him up with 1 out and cannot bring a run around. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. 6-0 your score. Challengers in front here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Doc Stewart's trailing 6-0, unable to bring anybody in with the bases loaded. They'll try to keep it a 6-0 game as on the mound Drake Bourgeois in relief will stay in the game. He will face Cole Wilkinson, Peyton Bracey, and Preston White, the 3 batters scheduled to hit here in the 6th for Eugene. First pitch misses inside for Bourgeois against Wilkinson, who is 0 for 1 in the game with a sack and a hit by pitch, and he swings and misses for strike 1. Wilkinson getting hit by a pitch in his last at-bat in the 4th. The pitch goes all the way to the backstop for Bourgeois. That has been one of his issues on the mound here in this season. He's had some accuracy issues from time to time, but he has definitely looked very dangerous out there in occasions, and he gets a swing and a miss for strike 2. A lot of potential for that kid. That is what has guys excited about him as a future prospect for this Docs team. His 2-2 pitch misses away. So Bourgeois will take it to a full count now. The 3-2 pitch leading things off here in the 6th. He fouls it away. And Wilkinson will have another pitch coming from Bourgeois. 3 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out, leading things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The full count pitch from Bourgeois. Breaking ball, strike 3, got him looking. A Joe Stowing strikeout. Oh, I got a little too excited on that punch-out call. Second strikeout of the game for Bourgeois. Striking out the 3-hitter, Cole Wilkinson, who's been a dangerous and a tough out all night for the Doc Stewart's pitching staff. And the strikeout will be the first out here in the 6th inning. First pitch misses, ball 1 to Peyton Bracey. Bourgeois trying to keep the Doc Stewarts, I want to say within striking distance, but just keep them as close as they can get. Trailing 6-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The 2-0 pitch from Bourgeois, breaking ball, that one across for a strike. A lot of movement on that breaking ball from Bourgeois. It's been nice to be able to see the pitches from this angle. A little bit closer than normally we sit at Legion. Legion, you got a nice spot from back behind home, but a little bit closer to the action here. You can really see the movement on those pitches for the pitching staffs. 3-1 delivery from Bourgeois. Misses high and inside to Bracey. He'll draw a 1-out walk. With Bourgeois so far, he's got 2 punch-outs and 2 walks. Also got the benefit of a ground out and some defensive help from Zach Mandera. But he walks the cleanup man, Peyton Bracey, who gets on for a second time. He's walked twice in the game. Man on with 1 away. Preston White steps in, 2 for 3 on the day for White. He has scored twice. Bourgeois out of the stretch, his first pitch. Breaking ball inside, and I don't know how that one misses Preston White. He scooted just out of the way. That one coming inside, and a visit out to the mound now for Zach Holland to have a conversation with Drake Bourgeois. This was, I thought that there might be a chance the Docs could have a really strong outing here on the road. Mentioned that the on the road has been a tough spot for them, but for the Eugene Challengers, they are finishing out a stretch of games. They have been in action a lot. They played 5 games in 3 days yesterday, and so this would be, 7 games in 4 days for the Eugene Challengers. Thought maybe a chance to try and take advantage of them being a little road weary, but Eugene has come up ready for the challenge here at home. 1-1 count after a swing and a miss for Preston White. We're going to get a pinch runner out at first base for Peyton Bracey. Will Bullock comes in out at first. So a new runner on base for new runner in for the Challengers. That is Bullock. That is Will Bullock from Marist. Going to be used as the pinch runner there for the DH. They put some extra speed on the bases trying to see if they can extend this lead. He wouldn't necessarily need to come into the game if the game comes to an end in the top of the 7th. Pitch misses low and outside on a breaking ball from Bourgeois. 2-1 the count now against Preston White with the new man on at first. Throw over that direction from Bourgeois. No tag applied by Stone. 2 balls and a strike, 1 away. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 6-0 lead for the Challengers. The pitch catches the inside corner from Bourgeois. Gets a call to make it a 2-2 count against White. Bourgeois has now faced 5 hitters in his relief appearance. This the 6th batter, and he misses outside to take it to a full count against Preston White. Bourgeois looking for a double play ball here, trying to get out of this 6th inning quickly. Bullock on at first, not running on the 3-2 pitch. The pitch low for ball 4, and that'll put runners at first and second. Another walk issued by Bourgeois. He's got 2 strikeouts but 3 walks. Trying to find the accuracy there. Time called. Out to the mound will go Scott Shaver. Shaver headed out there to talk with Bourgeois. Almost comes to meet him. And Shaver will take him up to the mound, say, hey, you stay up here when we talk. We'll meet on the mound. He's not out there to take out Bourgeois, it looks like. Drake staying in. He's out there to tell him, hey, look, the score's 6-0. We don't need to dance around the strike zone. Let's try and let the defense help us out here. Let's throw some strikes.
Fielder number 16, Jonathan Prescott.
If anything, make them earn it, make them swing for it. Let's not keep giving up walks in these situations. 2 runners on, 1 away. Will Bullock, a pinch runner, out at second base. Preston White on at first. The right fielder, Jonathan Prescott, in. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game as well. First pitch, fastball just off the edge for a 1-0 count. Dropping my sponsorship reads, which I probably need to get one in here. A 1-0 pitch in the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-0 the score. Bourgeois on the mound. His 1-0 delivery. Strike on the outside corner, just a little bit closer than the last one, and he does catch the edge. Doc Stewart's Baseball Tonight brought to you by Flyway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. 1-1 count. Delivery from Bourgeois. Breaking ball, loop to left field. It lands in fair territory. Runs will come in. 1 will score for the challengers. Gillespie sends it in. It is a double for Prescott. Just landing inside the chalk line down the left side. He drives in 1. It's Will Bullock scoring from second. 7-0 now the score for Eugene. Runners at second and third with 1 out. And Preston White all the way up to third. Prescott on at second. And Doc Stewart's down 7-0. That would mean the game-ending run would come to the plate here. They need 3 more to make it a 10-run victory, and that would end it early if things get to that point. Docs are hoping to get a chance to try and hit in the 7th, see if they can avoid the shutout and maybe pull off a miracle here on the road. Bourgeois on the mound will face Mason Croson, and the catcher will take outside on a breaking ball for a 1-0 count. That line drive just barely in fair territory down that left field line for Jonathan Prescott. Foul ball for Croson gives him a 1-1 count. Croson has driven in 1 run so far in this ball game. He's got a couple of base hits. Got an opportunity to drive in 1 or 2 more as a ball in the dirt. Holland gets to it quickly. Did not escape the Docs catcher by much. The runners all hold. 2 balls and a strike at the plate against Croson. His last at-bat just blooped 1 out to right field. A ball like that here could possibly score 2. The wind and fire, the 2-1, fouled back and up and over the netting and back behind us towards the parking lot and entryway here to Sweet Johnson Stadium. Apparently we've run out of baseballs, so they will call for some more from the dugout. Doc Stewart's again on the road. It's been a disappointing trip so far. There's still time. It would be a very spectacular finish to this game if the Docs come back to win. The road has just been tough for this young squad. They spent a lot of time on the road early in the season. They'll have a bit more of a home schedule coming up, but there's still plenty of road games for them to have. As another ball fouled away by Croson on the 2-2 pitch. It remains that count as he's got runners at second and third with 1 away to try and drive in. I need to check the schedule here and see what the Docs' road losing streak is up to now. It's a 2-2 pitch for Croson. Fastball. Bourgeois challenges him, and he fouls it away again. Well, let's see here. The Docs have a 5-game road losing streak. They did play games on the road in a tournament, so their last win on the road came against Skagit from Washington, and the final game from that Salem tournament. That was the last win away from Legion Field for the Doc Stewarts. They've lost 5 straight on the road. Make it 6 straight and possibly now 7 with the conclusion of this game 2. Is another foul ball for Mason Croson, and this has been a lengthy at-bat here for Croson, battling his way through. 2-2 pitch coming up for Bourgeois, trying to get that second out with runners at second and third. It's a line drive, blooper out to right field. Another run will come in. They're going to hold the runner at third. So 1 run scores on the single to right field by Croson, his 3rd hit of the game. And Shaver's going to come out. He's returning a baseball, not looking like he's making a trip out to the mound. 2 runs in here in the 6th inning. 8-0 is the score. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Bourgeois on the mound will face Griffin Lavasser now. 0 for 1 in the game for Lavasser. Flew out to the shortstop. Otherwise, he's got a walk and a sac fly. Bourgeois needs a double play ball here. First pitch to Lavasser is a strike. Doc's trying to keep this game going and make sure they get a chance to hit in the 7th. There's a breaking ball called for a strike against Lavasser, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Docs, in the first game, they made it interesting. They took a quick 4-2 lead, but Eugene fought their way back as a foul ball back to the netting for Lavasser. Eugene had to rally back in that one. Docs led 4-2 against Eugene, late stages of game 1, but finished with a 7-4 loss. Game 2 here, it has been all Eugene. It's 8-0 at the moment. Strike 3 called. Lavasser will go down looking. That is out number 2. It's another Joe's Towing strikeout for Bourgeois, his 3rd of the game. And the Doc Stewarts now will try to get Cal Morgan for the final out and wrap up this bottom of the 6th and give themselves an opportunity to hit in the top of the 7th. First pitch. It's a strike called against Morgan. Bourgeois has given up 2 hits here in the 6th inning. Those are the first 2 hits he's given up. Breaking ball, couldn't get the hitter to chase. A 1-1 count against Cal Morgan, who is 0 for 3 here in this 2nd game. 1-1 pitch coming up. Bourgeois delivers down the middle, fouled back for a strike. Ball and 2 strikes now. Bourgeois waiting for Morgan to step back in. A payoff pitch coming. He'll check first before coming set. Runners on the corners with 2 down. Breaking ball, strike 3 again. And it's another strikeout for Drake Bourgeois. He's got 4 in the game, and he gets the Docs out of the 6th, but he does give up 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no Doc Stewart errors and 2 men left on base for the challengers. Docs are down 8-0. They're looking to try and avoid their first shutout and pull off a miracle comeback. They need 8 to tie, 9 to take a lead. We'll see what happens as we come back for the top of the 7th inning on CBS Sports Radio, 1490. The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Goofy.
Okay.
Favorite cartoon character? SpongeBob.
Tigger.
All right.
My favorite cartoon character is Squidward.
The right fielder, number 16, Jet Black.
Sweet Johnson Stadium at Gary Selby Field, where the Roseburg Doc Stewarts are down to their last 3 outs of this ball game. I hope. No.
Go to the top of the 7th inning. Doc Stewart's Trailing 8-0 against the Eugene Challengers. Their last at-bats, Jet Black will lead things off. And the Doc Stewarts hoping to at least get a run across and avoid the shutout. That would be at least nice, but obviously they would love to try and make their way back for a little bit more. Foul ball for Jet. I believe that might give him a 1-1 count. It does. Jet back in. Jet tonight here in game 2, 0 for 1 with a walk and a reaching on a fielder's choice. He's been on base twice. He takes for ball 2. So those scores I gave you earlier, I mistakenly said that was the Roseburg Renegades. In fact, it was actually the Pepsi Bottle Caps, the Roseburg Pepsi Bottle Caps winning 20-4 and 12-2 against Phoenix. So they sweep the doubleheader at home against the Phoenix. Phoenix, that is a league doubleheader there for them, so they continue to remain in first place. Only one loss on their record this season for the Pepsi Bottle Caps. 3-1 pitch here for Jet from Dylan Myers, who's trying to go the complete game shutout route, and he walks the first batter he sees. So that'll put a runner on base. Still a long way to go for the Docs, so I don't think they're too worried about Myers just yet. Dylan, so far, he's allowed just 6 hits in this ball game for the Doc Stewarts. No runs. He's walked a few, but that has not come back to harm him. In fact, he's only allowed 4 runners to reach scoring position. First pitch, a strike called against Garrett Russell. Russell reaching on a single in the top of the 5th inning. 1 for 3 for him here in game 2. The 0-1 pitch here from Dylan Myers. Breaking ball carries too far outside for a 1-1 count. Well, the Docs scored 11 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning last night of game 1 of that doubleheader. Could they got something like that in them again? Pitch inside, it'll bean Garrett. A walk and a hit by pitch. This has been the strongest start to an inning that the Docs have had almost all night. They got 2 runners on with 1 out. Actually got 3 runners on with 1 out in the 6th inning. Couldn't bring anybody around. Now they've got 2 on with nobody out thanks to a walk and a hit by pitch. And the Doc Stewarts will try to take advantage. Jet Black out at second. Garrett Russell at first. Doran Gillespie at the plate. One of just 2 Doc Stewarts hitters with a home run this season. Gillespie and Gillespie and Luke Lucido both with home runs this year for the Docs. Maybe they can get a hold of one here. First pitch swinging, it's fouled off by Gillespie. So an 0-1 count for Doran, who is 1 for 3 in this ball game. Had a single to right field in the 4th inning. Game 1, Gillespie had a double and a single, finished 2 for 3 in that opener. His 0-1 pitch coming up. Outside, backhanded out of the dirt by the catcher, Croson. Jet Black out at second base was well off the bag, had to hustle his way back, thinking that one might have had a chance to get by and help him advance up to third. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Docs to at least break the shutout. They trail 8-0. Gillespie a swing and a miss on the inside pitch to give him a 1-2 count. Doc Stewart's Baseball Tonight has been brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them at 672-6707. We'll have your post-game show coming up, brought to you by Roseburg Disposal after the conclusion of this game. Gillespie golfs one out to left field, and they are going to send the Jet Black to the plate. It was misplayed in left field by Cal Morgan, and that'll bring the runner around. So Doran Gillespie golfs one out to left field, gets a single, and then up to second base goes Garrett Russell. And I think that's going to be an error going to be called out in left field there for Cal Morgan. Runners at first and second still. Doc Stewart's break the shutout. They will not go without a run here tonight. So that keeps them from getting shut out. They have not been shut out all season. So the Docs get a runner in. And still nobody out. First pitch swinging for Jonathan Stone. He fouls it back. So that is a single and a fielding error by Cal Morgan to score Jet Black from second. First and second, Gillespie on at first, Russell at second, Jonathan Stone at the plate. Swinging a foul ball for the first pitch, has the 0-1 count. Dylan Myers giving up his first run of the game. The 0-1 pitch, strike 2 taken on the outside corner. So Stone has the 0-2 count. He's 0 for 2 in this game. He drew a walk in the 4th inning. Stone without a hit tonight. He drew 3 walks in game 1. The 0-2 pitch to him outside. Again, a backhanded snag by Croson behind the plate. Makes it a 1-2 count. There is a little bit of action going on in the bullpen for the challengers. They don't want this inning to keep going too far. Just a little bit of soft toss. Strike 3 called on a pitch inside. That's going to get a little chirping out of head coach Scott Shaver down at third, but it's a quick one there. That is a strikeout looking for Jonathan Stone, and that is the 4th strikeout of the game for Dylan Myers. 1 away. Brody Black will hit. First pitch outside for ball 1. Well, that strike zone has been a little all over the place tonight. It was tight early. It has grown a little bit here later. A 1-0 count against Brody Black. 8-1 your score here in the 7th inning. 1 away. Docs need a big rally. That one goes behind Brody all the way to the backstop. Russell up around third. He takes a hard turn, but he'll head back to the bag. Up to third base. Russell 90 feet from home on the wild pitch. Doran Gillespie up to second. 2-0 count for Brody Black at the plate. Runners at second and third. Docs still need a lot more help here. Pitch outside this time. 3-0 count. So Brody Black now back in it. Was going to make note, the Docs were going to pretty much every bit of good juju they could get in the dugout, and one of them was Brody Black for a while as he takes a strike on the outside corner on the 3-0. So Brody back in with a 3-1 count. I think he had a helmet on backwards. He was wearing a backpack. He had a Gatorade bottle taped to a baseball bat, using it like could be a rifle of some sort. He was trying to get any sort of good mojo working for the Doc Stewarts, and they've got something going here in the 7th as Brody Black will draw a walk to load the bases. And still no visit to the mound for the Eugene coaching staff, but with a 7-run lead, they don't have a whole lot to worry about. And as I say that, here comes Josh Riley out to the mound to talk with Dylan Myers, and we'll see if they end up getting maybe a change here. Do have a courtesy runner on at first it'll be a pinch runner on at first for the Doc Stewarts, running for Brody. Didn't catch his number. It's one of the Burke brothers down there. A visit out to the mound, it looks like. I don't know if they're going to make a move just yet. Yeah, they're going to keep in Dylan Myers here. Bases are loaded with just 1 away. And it is Gabe Burke that'll run for Brody Black. So Brody comes out of the game. So Gabe Burke comes in to run at first. Russell at third. Gillespie at second. Zach Mandera at the plate looking for his second hit of the game. He's 1 for 3. First pitch is across for a strike. I got to imagine the gist of the conversation for Coach Josh Riley was, hey, look, we got a 7-run lead. Throw strikes. There's a ground ball right side. It'll be a race to the bag to first. The throw goes away. 1 run does come in. Docs will get a second run, and on safely is Zach Mandera at first. And so 8-2 your score now. Mandera will reach on a throwing error. Cole Wilkinson, the first baseman, trying to throw to the pitcher covering the bag, and his throw goes wide. And Myers could not field it. And so he misses the baseball, and that gets Mandera on safely. Bases still loaded with 1 away and another run in. Docs trailing 8-2 here in the 7th inning. But it looks like we'll have a pitching change coming on for the challengers. That'll do it for Dylan Myers. So close to a complete game shutout, but things have fallen apart a bit for him here in the 7th inning. With 1 away in the top of the 7th, Docs trail by 6. They've got the bases loaded and a new man on the mound for the Eugene Challengers. We'll get you all the details when we come back. It's a call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Gotta go with barbecue.
Cracked pepper. Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Top of the 7th inning, Doc's trying their best to make this one interesting. They've got 2 runs across with 1 out against them. They still trail by 6 runs as it's an 8-2 score. We welcome you back here to Sweet Johnson Stadium after the Shelby and Migulena Construction call to the pen. Eugene will send Will Bullock to the mound. Shelby and Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. New man on the mound, Will Bullock, takes over for Dylan Myers, who goes 6 1/3 innings. He's in line to get the win if Bullock can finish this game off. 7 hits he gives up. Currently credited with 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. 5 walks and 4 strikeouts. He hit 1 batter as well. He would be credited with the 3 runners that are currently on base if they come around to score. Up to bat will be Zach Holland facing the new man, right-hander Will Bullock. Bullock, a more traditional throwing style than what they saw against Dylan Myers, over the top, and he fires the first pitch, called strike, against Zach Holland. Holland in there, the 0-1 pitch. He swings, grounds it to first. It gets into right field. Docs will add another run, and 2 will come in on the error at first base. The Doc Stewarts have made it interesting now. You cut the deficit in half, trailing by 8. You're going to make life interesting. Another couple runs come in on another error by the Challengers. This one again on Cole Wilkinson at first. Holland on at first. Going first to third was Mandera. And 2 runs will score. Gillespie scores and Gabe Burke scores, running for Brody Black. Docs trail 8-4 with runners now on the corners, 1 away. Still need a lot more. The game-tying run is on deck, but it's made life interesting, that is for sure. Up to hit will be Jacob Luther. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Runner going down to second. In safely will go Holland. The ball beat him there. The throw was in a good spot, but I think the collision with the runner sliding into the bag, the ball got knocked loose. And that'll be a stolen base for Zach Holland. Up to at third already was Zach Mandera. So 2 runners in scoring position. That eliminates that automatic double play ball. And it's an 0-1 count at the plate for Jacob Luther. The 0-1 pitch, he swings and misses at 1 upstairs. That was not an ideal option for him. And so Jacob Luther falls behind quickly, 0-2. On the mound, Will Bullock trying to get the second out here. A punch-out pitch coming. The 0-2, breaking ball, ground ball towards short. It's booted by Keeler. A run will score, and on safely at first. Oh, you got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. They punch out Luther at first, and he beat that throw by a step. I try to not get too on the umpires, but that is a terrible call at first. Jacob Luther, out number 2. 1 run comes in. Docs trail by 3, but 2 away now. I am surprised on that one there. Luther out at first, 6-3 the put out. And now Coach Shaver is going to ask for time to talk with Caden Johnson here with 2 down and a man. 2 down, Docs still the game-tying run on deck. Oh, my goodness. I try my best not to get too much on the umpires, but Luther was in safely there. So Luther drives in a run, but out at first.
To sweep the Doc Stewarts like the Doc Stewarts swept Eugene last night in Roseburg.
Up to bat next will be Caden Johnson, 1 for 3 in the game.
8-5 in favor of Eugene. 5 runs, all of them at the top of the 7th inning for the
Up to bat, Luther Johnson first pitch, strike one called. So no 1 count for Caden. That one over the plate, but looked a little low. The 0-1 pitch. Johnson trying to keep the game going. Swings and lines that one right side, but foul. That'll be quickly an 0-2 count.
just short of catches here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. So the count is 0-2 on Caden Johnson. The Docs are down to their final strike. We said that last.
So we'll see if Johnson can do anything here. Docs trailing 8-5. Breaking ball, line drive into the outfield. That'll bring in another run. The game will continue. Johnson wheeling his way to second. He'll get in standing up, and the Doc Stewarts make it an 8-6 ball game. Scoring from third is Zach Mandera. And to be honest with you, with Luther on at first, if he had been called safe, maybe they get 2 on that one. Probably not. Luther's probably on at third. But that would mean that the game go-ahead run would be at second base instead of the game tying run. Or I mean, the game tying run would be at second base for the Docs instead of at the plate. So that changes everything. But now up to hit for a second time, Jet Black here in this 7th inning. Docs trail by 2 now. First pitch, a strike against Jet. So Jet walked earlier in the game. In this inning, I should say. Out at second base, Caden Johnson after his double. Jet will foul one off for strike 2. So Jet now behind 0-2. Down to their last strike again for the Doc Stewarts. The 0-2 pitch to Jet. Swings and fouls it back. He stays alive. So the Doc Stewarts making it interesting here. Getting within 2. Game tying run at the plate here. Doc Stewarts Baseball tonight brought to you by Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. It definitely got me up and paying attention here in this 7th inning. After not scoring the entire game, they've put 6 runs across against Eugene. The 0-2 pitch to Jet. He puts that in the air, foul territory. That's going to carry across the hedges and out of play. It stays an 0-2 count. And Jet, with the game on his shoulders out there, has been battling against Will Bullock, who has come in trying to close out this game. It's not a close situation for him, or I mean a save situation. You can't pitch yourself into a save situation. He came in with the score 8-1. So it's now 8-6. The 0-2 delivery coming up for Jet. He puts this one in the air to center field straight away. Lavasser there to make the catch to wrap up the game. Well, the Docs make it interesting. You can give them that kind of credit. They send 10 to the plate in the top of the 7th inning, but unfortunately their rally falls short with the game-tying run at the plate. Doc Stewarts will fall in both the games against Eugene, and the Doc Stewarts will go to now 4-4 in league play. Eugene improves to 4-4, and Docs continue to try and find a way to stay above 500. They'll be hosting the Portland Barbers coming up tomorrow, but we've got plenty of time to talk about that as we go to the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Don't go anywhere, folks. Final score, 8-6. The Eugene Challengers take the sweep at home against the Doc Stewarts here tonight. Back with more after this 2-minute break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
This county is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Reese's Pieces.
Popcorn with butter.
Starburst.
Popcorn.
Okay.
Skittles.
Popcorn.
Swedish Fish.
Oh. Reese's Pieces.
Best snack for movies? Oh, buttered popcorn.
Okay. Wrapping up our night in Eugene as the Doc Stewarts come up empty against the challengers here this evening. Unfortunately, the Doc Stewarts, the rally falls short in Game 2. Really, their best opportunity at winning was Game 1. But the Doc Stewarts did make a run of it in Game 2 and fall just a bit short, losing 8-6. After trailing 8-0 coming into the final inning, Docs put 6 on the board, but can't quite come up with the victory. So the Docs will fall to 4-4 in league play, 13-13 overall. The Eugene Challengers go to 16-12 and 4-4 in league play. So things are going to be crowded in the middle of the league standings once again as things continue on in Area 4 play. Taking a look at the numbers here as we get your final check of the scoreboard, brought to you by Garrettson Building Supply, offering a wide range of high-quality lumber, plywood, and building-related materials. That's Garrettson Building Supply, supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. Final number, 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error for the Doc Stewarts, 9 men left on base, 8 runs on 11 hits for the Challengers, 3 errors, and 10 men left on base for Eugene. Getting the win will be Dylan Myers, and taking the loss is going to be Cody Johnson for the Doc Stewarts. Cody will fall to 2-4 on the season with the loss. This is the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run to the dump for you as we recap tonight's action between the Docs and the Challengers. Taking a look at how it played out, our game recap brought to you by the News Review Sports section. 5 runs in the first inning off of Cody Johnson. They had 10 hitters to the plate for the Eugene Challengers. Score the 5 runs on 4 hits and 1 Doc Stewart error, a wild pitch in there as well. And the Docs trailed 5-0 until the bottom of the 5th inning when Eugene would add another run to make it 6-0. They add 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to make it 8-0. But in the top of the 7th inning, Doc Stewart's put 6 runs up on the board. They avoid their first shutout of the season and make life interesting. But unfortunately, in the end, everything falls just a bit short for the Doc Stewarts tonight against the Eugene Challengers. So that is your game recap brought to you by the News Review Sports section. For more on today's game, pick up a print copy of the News Review tomorrow in newsstands near you. Doc Stewart's, their struggles continue on the road. Now I've lost 7 straight games on the road this season. We'll talk more about how this one played out when we come back after a quick break. We'll look at the individual numbers from this one. This is the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Docs fall 8-6 against the Eugene Challengers. I want to thank the Good Vibrations sponsorship. Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Back with more of the postgame show after this 2-minute break here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Gotta go with barbecue.
Cracked pepper. Spitz cracked pepper.
Spitz cracked pepper.
Aunt Carol's barbecue seeds.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Ranch.
For Justin Icorser, in-studio producer, KKNX owners and operators John and Susan Milkay, for general manager of the Challengers, Les Duman, for president Gail Hartley, and grew up in the press box for, yes, I know who they are. Cameron Dodson, Joseph A. Hill, and our friend Joey Keyran from 1490 The Score, CBS Sports Radio in Roseburg. I'm Bill Crawford. Thanks very much for listening. Our next broadcast of Challengers Baseball, by the way, on KKNX, will be coming up on Wednesday and Thursday night. Both of those doubleheaders in Area 4, as the Challengers will take on the Grants Pass Nuggets. First doubleheader here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. The second doubleheader on Thursday night down in Grants Pass at Agnew Lytle Field at Reinhardt Volunteer Park. Both games of the evening will start at 4:50 with a pregame show and a 5 o'clock scheduled first pitch. Wednesday night from Eugene, Thursday night from Grants Pass. Oh, and a couple of more things.
Back here to wrap things up as we get to our final segment of the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Coming up here, we'll name our player of the game, brought to you by Roseburg Refrigeration. Want to thank one of our other sponsors, Oregon Coach Crafters, the sponsor of our pregame coaches interview. We talked with head coach Scott Shaver before game 1 of today's doubleheader. Oregon Coach Crafters, the best care in RV services and repair. Final score 8-6. The Doc Stewarts fall against the Eugene Challengers. Challengers take both games of the doubleheader, and that will put the two teams tied in the standings yet again, 4-4 for both sides. It's going to be a wild Area 4 season, I got a feeling. Take a look at the final numbers here. Getting the win, Dylan Myers pitches 6 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, only one of them earned, 5 walks and 4 strikeouts. He hit one batter in there as well. Will Bullock came in. He finishes out the game, doesn't get a save, pitches 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was unearned, no walks and no strikeouts. For the Doc Stewarts, 2 pitchers used. Cody Johnson starts the game, goes 4 1/3 innings, gave up 9 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Drake Bourgeois goes the final 1 2/3, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts for Drake. Cody Johnson takes the loss. He falls to 2-3 on the season. Offensive numbers for the Eugene Challengers in this one. A double for Trent Keeler. He goes 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, though. Keller Edwards had 2 hits in the game, goes 2 for 4. Cole Wilkinson goes 0 for 2 in the game with a ground out and a strikeout, but he did have a sac bunt and a hit by pitch. Let's see here. Preston White goes 2 for 3 in the game, scores 3 runs. Jonathan Prescott goes 3 for 4. Mason Croson goes 3 for 4. And that'll be all the base hits in the ball game for the Eugene Challengers. On the other side for the Doc Stewarts, at the top of the lineup, Garrett Russell goes 1 for 3, was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 7th. He had a single in the 5th. Doran Gillespie goes 2 for 4 in the game with 2 singles, did score a run in the 7th. Jonathan Stone went without a hit, drew 1 walk. Brody Black goes 1 for 2 in the game with 2 walks and a run scored. Zach Mandera goes 1 for 4. Zach Holland goes 1 for 4, scores a run. Let's see here. Caden Johnson goes 2 for 4 in the game with a single, a double, and an RBI. And Jet Black goes 0 for 2 in the game with 2 walks and a run scored. And that is a look at the offensive numbers for the Doc Stewarts. As we wrap it up, it's time now for the Roseburg Refrigeration Player of the Game, your locally owned residential heating and cooling specialist. That's Roseburg Refrigeration. Our player of the game is going to be Caden Johnson tonight for the Doc Stewarts, getting the 2 for 4 day and driving in a run. He didn't lead the team in RBIs, but he did have a nice night at the plate and came up with a very big double in the 7th inning to drive in a run. So, Caden Johnson, your player of the game for the Doc Stewarts here in tonight's ball game. And that's going to wrap it up here for us tonight, folks. We thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast. Want to say thanks to the Eugene Challengers for hosting us here tonight, and for the folks up here in the press box for making me feel like I'm back at home at Legion Field, just a little bit tighter quarters here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. But thanks so much to everybody here from the Eugene Challengers for hosting us here tonight. As always, want to say thanks to head coach Scott Shaver and the entire Doc Stewart's baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc's baseball here on The Score. Want to say thanks back in the studio to Brenton Cranford and to Cruz Ibanez back in the studio for the production work tonight, running things on the radio side of things. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran, folks. We will talk to you tomorrow night when the Doc Stewarts are back at home at Legion Field. They take on the Portland Barbers, an on-league doubleheader against Portland. Docs look to try and even up that season series after losing 2 on the road against the Barbers on Monday earlier this week. So tomorrow night we're at the action. That doubleheader starting at 6 o'clock. That means our pregame coverage starts at 5:45. You can catch the action streaming live online at 541radio.com, or tune in to catch it on your radio right here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. All right, Cruz, hopefully I didn't butcher your last name